See, I'm kind of in an awkward state here. Do I call this a theater review? Is this out of a theater? It's not on DVD? Or is it a home release because it's on my TV? But we're going to call this out of the theater, a first one in a while, because also another one's coming out on Friday. So from the thumbnail, you can tell this one is Capone. This one is directed by Josh Trank. He is very known for two very good movies. Or is it two very good movies? Or one very good movie and one not so good movie? Chronicles and the Fantastic Four, which I have not seen the updated Fantastic Four. I kind of refused to because I heard it was that bad. Anyway, this was Capone with Tom Hardy. What's this about? This is basically about Capone, his last year of his life. He was in jail. Now he has dementia. He has mental issues only at 48, which I kind of find interesting. I guess maybe because of the smoking and everything, but he's just not in his way with his gross eyeballs and everything. But he's in Florida, his last year of his life. What is real? What is not? Is his family there? Is his friends there? Who is in this facility with them? Who's backstabbing him? Is the FBI after him? Or is he just seeing all of it in his head? So, what I like about this movie, I really think Tom Hardy played a fantastic job. Everyone's like, oh, he might be mumbling a lot in this movie. But that's how Al Capone was. If you had a stroke, if you've been smoking cigars your whole life, your voice is going to sound like that. Like, it's literally a fact that your voice isn't going to be the same after a stroke and after smoking that many cigars. So anyone that says, oh, yeah, that's the bad part, I think you're wrong. I think Tom Hardy did a great job. Even all the supporting actors, Matt Dillon, Linda Cardellini, everyone like that did a great job in this movie. Like everyone else, I'm going to have to agree it's the writing that really doesn't flow as well as the editing. And Josh Trank did the directing, editing, and writing. So 2 of the 3, I have no problem with this directing this, no problem with the acting. I think it looked great. I like the Florida landscape, maybe because that's where I'm moving soon. But overall, I enjoyed the look and the feel and of what they were trying to do with his last hour of Capone's life in this film. What I didn't like is the editing and the writing. We'll go with the editing first. There's a couple weird editing shots, like where Tom Hardy's laying in bed, and they'll do some weird cuts. That doesn't make sense. As well as editing of what the audience is trying to figure out what is actually real and what is actually in Capone's imagination. Of course, some bombastic stuff of like a huge flood coming at him or an alligator in between his legs. Of course, you know that is going to be fake. But there's a Tommy gun scene as well as Matt Dillon. That's all I'm going to say is that the Tommy gun scene, you don't know where it stops and ends until it actually tells you where it stops and ends. And then Matt Dillon's character, I understand the backstory behind it, but it just doesn't fit of how he's written and edited in. So is that. Now the writing. We'll go with that. The writing really hinders on what we are trying to figure out what is true and not, and that's with the editing as well. I didn't mind the dialogue in between Linda Cardellini and Tom Hardy. To me, that worked and what they're trying to do. But there needs to be a transition between what is real and what is not. Of course, when he opens a closet door, the very first scene in the movie, it's a closet. And then halfway through the movie, there's a very bloody, violent scene. And when he opens the same door, it goes into a basement, into a party. You know that's fake. But I'll just say right now, Matt Dillon's character is very interesting and weird because how you introduce Matt Dillon's character, Johnny, and what he is and what really happens to him really doesn't flow whatsoever. It kind of diminishes the point of what we really think Capone is actually going through, because I really, really doubt Capone was thinking about how Matt Dillon opened up in the scene. Like, really, that's how he's introduced, and that's how we conclude who he really was and his hardship. I don't buy it. And then we have the FBI, and of course those storylines of how they're written is kind of weak. This one kind of young FBI agent really wants to figure out Capone and where this $10 million is, and the older FBI people really just don't care, but he's just like, do you know what difference between him and Hitler is? Capone is alive. And then after that, and after the interview, it kind of goes to the wayside because Capone decides to do something in front of the FBI agent, and it kind of just falters there and just stops. So overall, Capone's a very interesting premise, interesting movie. Overall, though, it falters by us, the audience, not knowing what is real, what is not, as well as just the editing and writing. Man, I've never seen a movie so discombobulated just because of me knowing on some scenes and some characters if they were real or not. Like, I was like, oh, this has got to be real, right? And then like 30 minutes later, something will happen. You're like, okay, so that whole kind of subplot wasn't real. It's all in his head. Well, Anyway, Capone will receive a 2 out of 5 with Futons. It goes at 40%. So see the critics' news scores gave this film. So you have the critics a 39% with 70 of them, and the audience score of 47% with 80 or 78. Sorry, here's critic consensus. Tom Hardy makes the most of the opportunity to tackle a challenging role, but Capone is too haphazardly constructed to support his fascinating performance. I have to agree. I mean, his performance is great. All the acting is great. It's just what is going on in his head is just so confusing. Is it supposed to be confusing because he has dementia? If that's what Josh Trank was going for, then he succeeded completely with the audience, in my opinion. But that's not how you're supposed to showcase this movie. So anyway, do you agree with my 40%, the 39, or the 47 chased out in the blue futon? Like, comment, subscribe. One more thing is Butonotopia, you Buftonians. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Peace and love. Peace and love. And you'll be seeing this background soon because, like I said, Scoobs is coming out on DVD. Or, sorry, technically in our home video. I already pre-ordered it. So, yeah, Scoobs and Capone, what do they have in common? What? Huh? What?